Hey guys, Debonae of R&B Vibes, and I'm with my cousin, y'all. Like I will always say, fam, because every time I see you, it's family. When I look at you, it's family, and when I hear you, you just remind me of me and my family, and I love you so much, Daisha McBride. Oh my gosh,
Wow.
I'm fangirling all the way.
Hey,
So,
cousin.
hey cousin,
Quick question.
what's up?
Am I supposed to? I'm supposed to be able to hear myself in these.
You can, you should.
Let me see. Let me make sure.
Let's make sure.
I'm not
Oh
plugged
shit!
I sure was thinking.
This is going in the interview, y'all. By the way, this is in the headphone.
Hey man. Here we go. Hold on. Oh, we in there now, cousin. We locked in. Oh, we locked in.
Are you my friend?
Here we go.
We're gonna put this in the interview. This is saying.
Yes.
But please, okay. This is why another reason why y'all. Last time we chat was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Downstairs in the performance studio where it all kind of started, and now you're like global, and I mean you're just taking over.
A lot of life has happened since then.
What? Okay, tell me an update. What is that life that has happened?
Man, so I feel like last time I was here, I was doing the thing. I think I had just released Wild.
Yes,
It was
yes.
2019. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, everything was going well. I took a big leap, and I took a leap to do music full time. And I was ready. I was, working. Then COVID hit. Which, it was trash for everybody. I was planning on doing it was a small tour that we had put together, and it was a month before the first date. It was when that shutdown date in March or February, and so it shook me. And so 2020 through midway 2021, I was just really I took a break to get my mental health together, which was looking back, it was probably one of the best decisions I made. I had dropped a couple singles since then, but personally, I feel like I had to take a break and get myself together. So I stopped and did that. And then 2021, end of 2021, I had released an album called Let Me Get This Off My Chest, which was cool. That was a big, that was a big moment for me, because it was the first time I was singing on an album. It was the first time I was being more transparent about my sexuality.
Yeah.
I was just I really just kind of laid everything on the table with that album. And then 2022, goodness, now I'm really trying to think. I'm 2022. I was just kind of capitalizing off of that, just doing more shows. I was doing more festivals in 2022. And then in this past year, 2023, is I feel when things got okay, we really doing this. It was, I did this. I got blessed with the opportunity to be in this documentary that was put on by Queen Latifah.
Yes.
And that was a huge thing, and then a partnership with BET. And so it was I got to be the subject of this huge documentary, and I they took me to the BET Awards. I got to perform at the BET Awards pre-show, which was dope. Walk the red carpet, all the things.
Oh my gosh.
At the same time, I had released, in my opinion, it was just a throwaway single called Birds. And right. And, at the same time that, the documentary stuff is happening, Birds is going crazy.
Yes.
And, I'm gaining thousands of followers a day. All these crazy people hit me up about the song. And it was just a lot of things going on at once. A lot of just
Good
really
things.
cool moments. But yeah, so there's been a lot, since then. And, I've just been really blessed to, I feel have seen a lot of growth in the past couple years. And I'm glad I didn't give up, and I'm glad I didn't, doubt myself, because now looking back, I'm so glad that we kept pushing. I'm so glad that we did that, because now we're in such a different position.
Yeah.
And, that leads us up to now with the release of this most recent EP. So.
Well, let's take a step back, because I am just floored. It's crazy because time goes by so fast, and if you don't take a moment to really appreciate it, you're gonna miss out on those key moments, those key things that happen.
Yeah.
Can you take us to? I gotta, of course, start with Queen Latifah. That is who I am aspiring to meet one day.
Yeah.
How was it working with her?
She's amazing. Her whole team is amazing. The woman who directed the documentary, her name is Idol. She's a second mom to me now. Everybody involved was amazing. It was a whole partnership between Flavor Unit, which is Queen Latifah's whole company, with Tribeca Studios, with Procter and Gamble, which is one of the biggest agencies out there. And it was just a big collective of people that came to put on these different documentaries that were highlighting stories about Black women. And so I was just, excited to be chosen. But I mean, she's amazing. Her team is amazing. The whole time, I think I was just like, it didn't really hit me until it was like premiere night, and I'm like, I threw like a little release party here in Nashville, and I invited a bunch of friends and family out, and we watched it all together on the big screen, like the premiere. And I think just that was when it hit me, and then my phone was blowing up, like, oh my god, I'm seeing you on BET, I'm seeing you on BET. So yeah, it was dope.
I remember watching News Channel 5, and I saw you up there on News Channel 5, and I was like, oh, I know her.
Yeah.
But I know, like, your narrative, your particular piece in that story was you as an artist putting on a show in, I guess, Broadway? On Broadway. Which we don't do. You don't see our culture on Broadway often.
Right.
So tell me about that narrative and how it made you feel being a part of this, I guess, history.
Yeah. I mean, it was dope. Like, and it's crazy too, like, looking back on it, I felt at first I was like, is this even like a story that anybody even cares about? But then I think after it came out, there was a lot of support that that we had received, and a lot of people reaching out to me saying, I had no idea that, that on like Broadway, there was really just mostly country music, and I didn't know that this, and that. And so I think, and also a lot of local artists here too showed a lot of love, because they're like, that's dope, like, because we know we're here and we see it, and we see that like this is hard to do. It's hard to, we sold out a show on a Saturday night on Broadway, and that was like, for some people it's like, okay, well, sold out shows happen on Broadway every day, but it's like, for us, not these kind of shows, not these kind of shows. So it was cool, and I feel like it was, a narrative that needed to be told, and I hope that I'm not the only one who can do it. I'm hoping that this is a constant thing, and that Broadway becomes not just country, but it's just more inclusive of everybody.
I mean, right now, you're still doing that, though. You're making that known, that narrative be known. Mind you, last time I saw you was on Broadway. You were about to perform on Broadway for Name Him, and that was iconic, because like I said before, we don't take over that space.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel like you are continuously breaking barriers and being this glass breaker in the industry? Is that your title now?
That's not, I mean, I guess looking back on it, I can't say like, okay, wow, I guess this was a first. Or I guess not a whole lot of people have done that. But like in the moment, I'm just working. Like, I'm just doing it. I'm just, I feel like I have a really good team around me. Shout out to Daisha and like just other people in my life, and a good team. And like we just kind of want to put our head down and just work, and just we want to work and put out good music and just do dope things. And so if I'm breaking barriers, or whatever, doing something cool along the way, it's like, hey, it's a double, it's a double win. But I think we just kind of focused on just making good music and elevate.
Hey, it's working. Yeah. You're making great music. I gotta go back to Birds, because Birds, do you not know? I just throw everything at everything. I'm like, this shit is for the birds.
Yeah.
Relationships are so hard.
Yeah.
Is that the thought process when it comes to Birds?
Yeah. I was post breakup. I was like dating this girl for like a year, and it was really, looking back, I'm like, it was really toxic actually. And it was after we had broken up, and I was just feeling, how you feel after you break up with somebody, you just like, bro, I just wasted another year of my life, or like I just wasted some old time, because you can't get that back. And it was just like, this is really for the birds, bro. Like I remember it like it was yesterday. I was in my room, or like my like home studio at the time, and it was really just, I was just saying exactly what was on my mind. And I remember I made it, and I was like, this is cool, and I didn't touch it for like months.
Yeah.
And then it was the end of 2022. And I was like, really, I had like a whole coming to Jesus moment. And I was like, I got to get out of my head and start dropping more. Like, I have to start, like, because people ain't going to know about me if they don't know the music. So I'm like, I need to, just get out of my head. Even if I don't think it's a hit song, just drop it anyway. So I challenged myself to drop a song every month of the year, at least have 12 songs in 2023. So I dropped a song. My birthday's in January, so I dropped a song in January, and then in February I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a little 2-pack. I'm gonna drop 2 in February, because we like that. And so it was I dropped Birds and a song Need Me Anymore. That was like a little fun 2-pack. And again, didn't think anything crazy of it. And then it was like a month later, I posted it on TikTok. And it was like a video that I posted. It maybe got like 30,000-40,000. I was like, okay. So then I posted another video, and it got like 60,000. And I was like, okay, So I just kept posting the exact same
Oh
part.
wow.
And then it hit like 100 some thousand on TikTok. And I was like, yo. So then I just started posting it on IG. And then that's when it, it kind of just took off from there.
I love how viral moments are always what ends up being popping for you.
I swear, I'm like, I feel like I've gone viral so many different lives. Like
Yeah.
every couple years, I'm just like, yeah, I went viral. I'm like, I've been going viral since like 2013, 2012, 20. Like,
It just keeps
yeah,
happening. But
yeah,
but what I always, and I wrote this down because I had to make sure I told you this. You
yeah.
take a viral moment and make it into a purposeful journey.
Thank you.
And I think that's
Wow.
what's so different about your narrative because you have a lot of people like, oh, I'm Vine famous when we had Vine. You have people that go viral
Yeah.
and then they spiral and just down the drain. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
But for you, you take that moment and it's not something that you take lightly, but it is something that you build off of.
Yeah.
And you continuously make purposeful music and continuously have a narrative and everything that you are.
Thank you.
And I think that's why people relate to you so much.
Thank you. I feel like those moments, like you just have to take advantage of them. I feel like I've seen a lot of people go viral, and they're like, "Okay, this is cool," but it's like, nah, you have eyes on you right now. Like, use it. And so that's kind of going viral. It's such a weird thing though. Like you go from like a bunch of people know you, like a couple people know who you are, to like, oh shoot, now it's like a bunch of people know who you are, and so it comes with like this weird pressure because you're like, okay, what if like you keep wanting like you always want to go viral again, and everybody's always like chasing that next viral moment. I feel like so when you have it, I just feel like embrace it, soak it up, and then capitalize off of it because that's how you. At the end of the day, you got to grow somehow. So
that's true. But in the moments where it does seem quiet, how do you keep your head up straight?
I kind of feel like that right now. Like I feel like now is kind of a time. Like I've been. When I was finishing up the EP, I kind of had like a 2 month span where I wasn't really posting a lot, and I was like, dang, like I feel like is my buzz gone? Like are people like are people like did I not care? Even though like people were still streaming the music, but like social media, you look at the likes and you're like, I used to get 100,000 views on a video, now I'm only getting like 5,000. Like what's up? And I think for me, it's just like you got to recognize that just like in the music industry, there's ups and downs. Everything is a constant roller coaster. Like you can't always have like even your favorite artist. It's like you got to think of being like, okay, when was the last time they had a number one? And it's like I don't really chase those anymore. I just feel like I have to just kind of focus on like the people that are interacting with me. It's like because like if you look at my post last year, I might have 500 to 800 comments on a post, and you're like, wow. And then you look at my post currently, and it might have it's like 100. But I think I used to just change the way I look at it, and I'm like, but that's still 100 people who are
still 100 people
who are listening. 100 people who are commenting like, wow, this song really touched me, or wow, I feel this, and so it's like I think I just kind of look at the bigger picture of like this is still 100 people, because if there was a room full of 100 people right now who all told me something nice about my music, I would cry. Like I would feel like wow. And so I think I just kind of changed the way I look at it. And I think at the end of the day, the music is good, and I think that another viral moment will probably happen at some point. And even if it doesn't, I'm cool. What I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm just kind of focused on the people who are tuned in, and it is what it is.
And you're real good about those that are not real for you. I mean, what was it? Pump fake. Pump fake. Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, like that one. You are real big on, hey, I know who my supporters are.
Yeah.
I know who's there.
Yeah.
And if when things get rocky, when things shake,
yeah,
and they fall off,
yeah,
you know what? I know what to do with that too. I know how to get ugly.
Okay. Look at you.
I did research.
Okay, let me go live, because you kind of killing this interview, and I'm like, people gotta hear you because you're really in your bag. I'm like,
I hate you so much.
I'm like, no, because you're pulling them out. I'm like,
yo,
you going in the archives?
You remember?
I do.
Remember our interview? Don't forget. Remember, this is how we do it.
Right.
We go far deep into it.
Right.
But you're real big on that. And how do you handle those that are the haters, the fake support? How do you handle that?
I'm so unbothered.
You really are.
I really am so unbothered. I think I'm such a mentally strong person. I've always just been mentally strong. Like, I feel like if I'm the right person that they chose to go viral, because your comments will not faze me. Like, I'm the kind that laughs at it with you, and I'm like, dang, I'm like, that one was funny. Because it's like, when you think about it, it's like, it's like if we're talking specifically about like internet haters, it's the internet. Like
Yeah.
I just imagine somebody typing in all caps, just mad, and I'm just like, so for me, I'm just like, you really mad, like, and that's what I laugh about. So I'd let it, just I let it kind of just like roll off. I always go by that quote that's like, if I wouldn't come to you for advice, that I probably am not going to accept your criticism.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how I look at it. Is it's like these are people that I don't know personally, and so it's like everybody's gonna have an opinion, and everybody's not gonna like what I say or do. Everybody's not, she doesn't deserve that, or she's not. Da, da, da. But it's just like, but they're gonna be people who do though, and that's I focus on the people who are rocking with me and the ones who are. It is what it is.
Now, that brings me to that whole New Year's Eve performance.
Talk about it.
What in the hell happened? They put out
Yeah.
a flyer. You're
Yeah.
on it. And it's a bunch of other people. And Kitty Smooth, my boss, he's
Yeah.
hosting and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And they went in. This
Yeah.
is not representing Nashville. Who are
Yeah.
these people?
Yeah.
And then you got hit with the bullets, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got hit with the strays, man. I'm just like,
What?
I'm like, sheesh. Like,
What? So how did that feel? What was your mindset when it all first began?
yeah, I mean, when I got the call about it, because I think I, signed the paperwork, the contract for it back in like November.
Yeah.
So I knew about it about, a month and a half before. But I knew I was on it, but I didn't know who else was on it. So like, I didn't really know until it was like they announced it. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is the lineup. For me, I was just happy to be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to be there. And, I could see like why people are upset. I could definitely see why people are upset. But I think I do applaud the people who kind of took a different perspective and looked at it, because it's just like, at the end of the day, I'm one of those people who always believes like what's for you is for you. You know what I'm saying? Like when I see all this stuff crazy, my first reaction is never to be like, well, why ain't they put me on that?
Yeah.
Or like, I deserve to be the da-da-da-da-da, because it's just like, that wasn't for me. Like, that's for them. Like, and I don't, I feel like people, and since I've been here a minute, and I'm from Tennessee and I'm here, I feel like a lot of Nashville people still do have that crabs in a bucket mentality. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there were a good couple people who were like, how about we just support? And those are the people that I'm just like, I love y'all, because it's just like, just support.
Just support.
And let's support, and then let's circle back next year and be like, okay, how can we make this different?
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't think, people are saying, oh, we're going to boycott it and we're not coming. And I'm just like, well, that's the opposite of what we need.
That's the opposite.
I'm like, this is why we can't get nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted people to support. And, I shout out to the people who did come out, but because it was going to be people there regardless. It's a free show. It's New Year's Eve. It's Nashville.
Amen.
It was going to be a couple 100,000 people there. Where was you? Where was not? Like, just to be honest. So I'm like, for me, I'm like, just do you. But,
right.
It is what it is. And like I said, I didn't do the booking. I got a call. I received an opportunity. I'm not going to decline an opportunity just because I'm like, actually, you know what? I don't think go and call somebody
else. No, I'm gonna take my bag and I'm gonna run with it.
I'm gonna take my bag. I'm gonna take this opportunity, because when else do you see, and I don't know if I consider myself just like a local artist anymore, but like, it's like, but when else do you see like myself getting a opportunity for a platform like this, to be able to perform? Like, it's the biggest crowd I perform to, I perform for to this day. I'm looking at it, it's a sea of people.
Yeah.
Like the biggest crowd I've ever seen. So I'm like, you think I'm going to turn that down? No.
And for me, I saw it as a way to give back.
Right.
I mean, you're giving back to your home,
right?
In a sense, that's how I see it.
Right.
I can't even. By the way, I can't even put you as a local artist anymore. That was cute. I can't do that no more. Yeah. I think now I do define you as a global kind of individual, because you really do reach all over with your music, with who you are. So
And like, it's funny too, if you look at like cause I'm a big numbers person. I look at like my social media, when people are streaming. Nashville is like barely in my top 10 of like where people are streaming my music. Like, I have a huge fan base in Texas. I have a huge one in Atlanta, like Phoenix, New York. Like, I have so many cities who stream my music a lot more than Nashville does, unfortunately. So it's just like, I don't really consider myself a local artist, because I feel like local kind of, indicates that like just the local people really rock with you. But I like, for me, it's like it's become so much
so
bigger
much
than
more.
that. Yeah.
And it's built to so much more.
Yeah.
And your music, of course, it goes far. But
Yeah.
let's get into something else. You talked about how your latest well, not your latest. Actually, in your latest, you do this too.
Yeah.
Express your sexuality and
Yeah.
express how you are okay with who you are.
Yeah.
Did that take a journey? Did that take a moment?
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh yeah. I mean, we in Tennessee, we in the South,
Yeah.
and I was born and raised in church, and um, I think just naturally there's a fear there, just because I've seen a lot of horror stories of queer people coming out, and they, it goes horrible. Their families disown them, and this, and for me, it was just like everybody loves me, and I don't, I'm like, I don't want to rock the boat, but also it's just like, you get to a point where it's like I shouldn't have to hide who I am, to try to, make somebody else happy. And so, over COVID, I feel like, because I was dating people and doing things, but I was very low key about it. And it was only like, if my friends knew and like a couple people knew, but it was very like, I kept it very to myself. And, I just felt like I couldn't be like a true artist if I was like lying to my fans. Like there was still, if I'm still making songs and talking about he and him, and I'm like, I'm not dating dudes. Like, why am I, you know what I'm saying? Like for real, I'm like, I'm not dating he and him. So like, why am I? And so it was, for me, it was just, I had to really go back and forth with myself and be like, bro, come on now. Like, be for real. Be for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm on a date with a girl. She listening to my song. Like, well, I heard you say this. And like, are you? And I'm like, no. And so, I just had to just kind of work through it myself. And now it's when I look back, I'm like, it's crazy that I even thought that I had to like hide this. Like it's.
Well, did you ever feel like you was pressured to fit a particular narrative or persona to get into your industry?
Yeah. Just because like growing up, I didn't really. There's not a whole lot of like queer like women rappers. Like there's like, if you think of like Young M.A.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is like, I love Young M.A.
Love
right? Love her. Ooh, I love her. And, but I'm not Young M.A. Like I'm so ooh.
I hate you. We ain't gonna get past this interview at all. We're not. But go ahead.
That's my song. But
it's
like,
a good song.
It's just like I felt like I just didn't see a whole lot of people like me, and I think there's just like a natural fear. It's like, okay, how are people gonna receive me? And then once I started dropping music, where I was really just like being myself, there's a lot of people who was like, oh yeah, I can relate to this, or yeah, like I'm, this is it. So yeah, now I'm like, okay, it just feels natural. I'm like, I really was tripping about this. That's crazy. Yeah.
But you have people that reach out to you, of course, that tell you how much you've helped them come out, or how has that feedback been from the queer community?
Yeah, it's been cool. I know when the documentary aired, that was a big like section of the documentary, and I think that was probably what gave me a little bit of anxiety, because like by that point, like my friends and family, like I was out to them, like it was no secret. But like, you think about those people as like, the people you went to high school with, or like your old teachers, or like, the people who I went to church with, who like I haven't spoke to in years, but it's like they finna watch this documentary. They finna watch it. So
they gonna see.
Yeah, and so I think for me it was just like there was I was almost scared about those people who I like hadn't really spoke to. But again, it was like I had to go back in my mind. I was like, but why do I care?
Yeah.
Why do I care?
And then on top of that, for me, it makes me think of being, young you, and you're in Knoxville and you're rapping, and there wasn't really that hip hop scene that you were seeing then. So you was already doing something that was a little odd or curious or weird to them. And you breaking out and saying, hey, this is also how I identify and my sexuality, like.
Yeah. I've always just been like, kind of like the black sheep though. Like I've always I've always just liked to be different. I don't like to sound like nobody. I don't like to look like nobody. I don't like to, I've always just kind of aspired to just be me, whatever that looks like. So yeah, it's been cool to see, all the positive like feedback and the people who can just relate and, just being me.
Well, now here we are, being you. I mean, topping the charts, doing the most amazing things. And you even have a new project that is out.
Yeah.
I got to focus on one particular song, though, if that's okay. Pretty Girls. Are you in trouble? What happened?
Man.
What's going on?
Pretty Girls, I love that song.
I do too.
I love that song. It was actually one of the first songs that I had like co-produced. So I like had made the beat, and I really, so the plan was, let me like tell you the plan. And then
Okay.
that, because there was like a plan for Pretty Girls, and then the plan shifted.
Hmm.
Um, but essentially, like a year ago, um, it was during Pride Month, maybe like a year ago. And I was like, next June, I want to release like a very queer project. Like, I want it to be for the girls who love girls. I want it to be, I want it to feature a lot of other fellow queer artists. Like, I had like a whole vision for it.
Yeah.
And then as I was creating throughout, the year, um, I was just writing songs, just whatever songs came naturally, and Pretty Girls was one, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put Pretty Girls on this project. And then basically it was just like we got closer and closer to June, and I was like, these songs are not really what I expected them to be, which is okay, I just, because like I said, I was just trying to do whatever came natural. And but I was like, I still love Pretty Girls. But yeah, I mean, it's just about, because especially like in the queer community,
Mm.
especially, there's like, and like I feel like when you're a new queer, like, and I, because like
Sorry, it sounded like a membership. Sorry.
no, exactly. When you join the club, in that 30-day and that 90-day trial period, they hit you with all the things, right?
Right.
That's what it feels like, right?
Right.
And so when I wrote it, like, and I was like, okay, let me like go back to like when I was like first for real out and proud, and I was like, I love the girls, da da da, da. And you just feel like a kid going through puberty. Like, you for real just feel like they're everywhere. And then and it's just, you start feeling crazy. And I was just like, oh, why am I'm in love with her and her and her and her sister. And
Not the sister
and
too?
if they both fine,
If they both-
if they both fine, it is what it is. So it's just like, for me, it was, it was just like me talking about that and just being like, yo, they're everywhere, and I love them all, and it is what it is.
And I love that you want to keep it in the family too. You're just like, sisters, let's come on.
We can work something out. We can make something out.
Well, do you feel that way right now when it comes to dating? It's just like this one, or are you a little more intentional? Like,
No,
what is it?
No. I'm in a relationship. Yeah.
Did I meet her?
Yeah.
I did not meet her, but I met her.
She was at the show with me.
The hair.
Uh-huh.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
She's beautiful. Yeah,
Oh.
she's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been together for a little over a year now, and she definitely slowed me down. She definitely, because before that I was a hot girl. I was
not you out here hoeing.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I was out there. I was out there. I was in them DMs. I was in, what I'm saying? I was out there. And she knows that. And, basically I was doing too much, and I was like, you know what? And so I was talking to my therapist, and I was like, let me take a season of celibacy. Because I never tried to be celibate, especially since I came out. I was like, no, no. And so I was like, let me try a season of celibacy. So I tried a season of celibacy, and through when I was in that season, like I had met her, and we had a mutual friend. I had met her, and I thought she was everything. But again, I'm like, no, focus. I can't, no, because she gonna mess up what I got going, and I gotta focus on me. And so we were just friends for like a couple months, and then when I was done with that, it was kind of like, all right, what's up? Like, what we?
Y'all was ready.
Yeah, like, what's up? Should we?
Yeah.
Let's get to So yeah,
I hate Daisha, bro. I really do. I actually hate her so much.
You love me. You love me.
I do. And I love your ability to just be honest and open about self.
Thank you.
And I don't think a lot of people know that. And I want to go back to the point. You are breaking so many barriers. And I don't know. You don't realize it, of course, because you're working.
Yeah,
but
I'm just like, tell me more.
But you're opening doors for people to understand it's okay to be vulnerable, not just with self, but with who you are, and to take pride in who you are.
Thank you.
And that's what you should do. Now you got this new project, People Like Me. Can we talk about this cover album, the many faces of you? I saw a picture of you with kisses all over you, and another one you're just like, why all the versions of you?
Yeah, so People Like Me, it was something that, like, I was, coming off of the phenomenon of Birds.
Yeah,
I was like, what do I even do after that? And that's, everybody is asking like, how do you follow up Birds? And I'm like, I don't know, because I wasn't expecting it to do what it did. So I was just, my mindset going back into the studio after Birds was just like, I just want to let me just create. Let me just get experimental. Let me try rapping. Let me try singing. Let me try to do a mix of both. Let me just create
Yeah.
and see what songs come out the next 8 months. So that's what we did. And there was like a good like 4 or 5 songs that I really really loved. And I was like, the issue is these sound nothing alike. Like for me in my head, it was like these sound not like this sounds like it should be on an R&B project. This sounds like it should be on a rap project. This
Yeah.
sounds like it should be, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a bunch of vibes. And so I was talking to the guy who I co-produced it with and did everything with sci-fi. I was like, what do we do? And he was like, because I was like, I don't know what I should do. And I was just feeling really just confused. And I was talking to him and I was like, I don't know what direction we should go with this. And he said, well, who do you feel like you make music for? And I said, I feel like I make music for the people like me. And he was like, what do you mean by, he got real, like,
got real dig with it. Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, sometimes I like rap. Sometimes I like R&B. Sometimes I like a mix. Sometimes I like really alternative stuff. Like my taste in music is all over the place. And I was like, and then just as a person, sometimes I feel like I got it all together. Sometimes I feel like I'm struggling. Sometimes I'm in love. Sometimes I'm heartbroken. Like I'm a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I think we should take that. And that should be the concept of the EP. And so all those different faces on the EP, all the different versions of Daisha, I feel like they correlate with the song. So like, the one with the kisses on my neck, there's a song on there called Tell Me What You Want.
Yeah.
That one is very, you know what I'm saying, that one goes with Tell Me What You Want. There's one where I got like the grills and I'm looking real fly. That's Miss Make It Happen. Because on Miss Make It Happen, I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm talking my
Do it again.
talking my stuff. So it's just like, it's just like each picture correlates with a song. And I think the whole point of the cover was just to be like, this is all me though.
Yeah.
And this is all parts of Daisha. And I feel like a lot of artists do that. You know what I'm saying? When you listen to like a Drake project nowadays, he ain't just rapping. He rapping, singing. He gonna have a bunch of different genres on there. Well, nowadays we see that might
be a problem.
for him. That was a little problematic.
But yeah.
But like, a lot of artists are being experiments, say with Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? We ain't never
She's not going
expect
to
her.
country.
Yeah, we ain't never expect her to be here and doing country. So it's just like, I think as artists, I like when I see us kind of step outside of that stereotypical mold. And I know people know me as like rap girl, but it's like nowadays I'm like, I'm R&B girl, I'm this girl, I'm pop girl, I'm all I'm everything now. So
and I was curious if you ever had a problem with that when you come to a project and you're like, oh, I'm singing a little bit too much.
I definitely thought I was singing too much on this one. But I don't know. I stopped trying to. I'm done with that, trying to do what people want me to do.
Man.
And I was like, I just feel like singing, so I'm gonna sing. And the people who rock with it are gonna rock with it. The people who won't. Like, I didn't. Birds was one of the first ones where I was like, okay, like I'm being real melodic and more jazzy, and people like. So it's just, Birds taught me it's like you never know. And so at the end of the day, I just kind of, I try not to get too in my head about it. And then also it's just like, because I also know I still can rap if I want to. Like rap ain't going anywhere.
No, it's not.
It's not going anywhere.
And you will take a body with you in a heartbeat.
Exactly.
You will body somebody in a heartbeat on a track.
Exactly. I'm about to go on this press run and we about to do this. And I'm about to do a couple of platforms where I get to go on like freestyle. And I'm like, I got to get these bars off. And that's going to feel so nice because I ain't done that in a while. You know? So
I'm happy for you. I think that this new project is great. I get a little bit of the R&B as well. And that's that's why I was like, I could play basically this entire album on our station because it still fits with R&B. I love this. But I like also you collaborated with Byron Jawan with Lemonade. Tell me about y'all's relationship because y'all been friends for a long time. He came on the show and just could not stop talking about you.
That's my little brother, man.
Okay.
We met. Oh gosh, we met years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe. And we were both so different. We were both young. He was in the Christian space. I was like just gotten out of the Christian space, and we just liked each other as people. Like we really, and it's funny because I'm like, this is only like our second song together, right? Like we don't even release music together. Now he helps, write sometimes and vice versa, but so I had made Lemonade, and I always, when I make like a cool idea, I always send it to him. I'm like, what do you think of this? Because I trust his ear. And he was just like, I love this. Like, and what Byron does is before he says I love it, he'll send it back with his verse on it. And he'll be
Oh,
like, just if you want it,
if you
like, like not I got. So I didn't call him and be like, yo, hop on this song. He'll send it back with it on
it,
there.
it was being nice.
Right,
Yeah, you don't
right,
have to go through the extra
right.
mile of asking. I'll go ahead and just
Right.
give. I love it.
And then what happens is I'm like, man, I don't want you on the song. And then you start listening and you're like, this is good.
Damn it.
You're like, damn, this is good. You like crazy. And it's like, all right, cool. So
Yeah.
so Lemonade was just one of them ones where he bamboozled himself on that track, and but it worked out though because it's probably one of my favorites on the
I
EP.
love it. I
Yeah.
mean, I love the whole project. I
Thank
mean,
you.
personally, Pretty Girl's probably my number one. Then Here We Go Again.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know. It's me and my R&B vibes.
Yeah.
But I always, of course, I love your rap skills, and I'm always
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So I know we just dropped this one, but are you already thinking about your next one and what you have in store?
Yeah, we gonna see. Like, I definitely have some like raps in the vault. I think it's just for me, it's just gotta feel right. But I also have like a couple of singles that I'm holding on to that I'm like, okay, do I want to just make them singles? Do we want to do another project? Like we talked about maybe doing a People Like Me deluxe.
Yeah.
And maybe adding like 3 or 4 on there. So we might do that. So we got some stuff in the like I got tons of songs. It's just, you have to come up with a plan for all of them and do it and make it make sense. In my mind, I'm like, make it make sense. So that's kind of so for right now, we just focus on these, but I definitely drop in again in the fall for sure.
I'm so excited for what you come out with because
you.
I just feel like rap music,
Yeah.
especially the female rap side of it,
Mm-hmm.
it sometimes gets oversaturated and it gets very oversexualized and and we lose sight of the actual lyricism of the rapper and we make it more into a not only a beauty contest but in a damn porno. It's just we lose sight of where the music is actually coming from. And I get everybody express themselves their own way, it's their style, but where's lyrics?
I get that. And for me, it's like, I feel like there are lanes. Like I always say there are different lanes, I'm not gonna go to Sexy Red if I want to hear some conscious life stuff. I'm gonna turn on Sexy Red if I'm trying to turn up.
Right.
If I want to hear, something more conscious, I'm gonna turn on like a Rhapsody or a Tierra Whack if I want to get experimental. If I want to so I feel like there's when people say that, like I feel like when I hear people say like, oh, female rap is just like one dimensional, it's like I really think you're just not looking hard enough. Because there's so many different. I mean, they're so diverse, and I think you just gotta do the research. Because I'm like, I can name you 10 off the top that it's like, okay, she's hard, and it's like we're all so different. So I'm here for it all. I'm here for the Megs. I'm here.
Come on now.
I love it.
Now you know what I'm excited for too?
What?
Your tiny desk. You do your tiny desk.
Man.
I'm putting it out there.
And it was crazy too, is what you're about to see. So we just filmed live versions of the EP, right?
Okay.
And we filmed them, recorded it, and I'm about to start rolling those out. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, this feels so Tiny Desk.
Yes.
And I was like, I should have just put a desk in the shot and I could have made it a submission because I was looking up the rules and it has to have a desk in there. And I was like, I really messed up.
Can we just Photoshop it?
I don't know.
Throw it in there?
I don't know.
I mean, can you wear a desk on it as a shirt?
I don't know, but I sure was thinking, I was like, there's not one in the background. Like, I was really trying to look, and there's no desk in it at all. So
oh my gosh.
I'm probably going to have to, figure it out and redo something. But I would love to do a tiny desk one day. And I never have even submitted. And I think it's just because the timing is never, I think when the submissions were about to be due this past year, I was getting ready to go on tour. Okay. And I was like, I don't have time to get the band together and record and do everybody's was focused on tour and this and so, and I was filming the visuals for All Is Well and all so there was just timeline, there was no time for it. But now I'm like, okay, it's in my head. Let me prepare for it because I would love to do Tiny Desk.
I think at this point, NPR just needs to go ahead and reach out to you and just be like, look, I know it's closed, but we got a little space we can make.
That would be dope.
It would be. And now you got more music coming out. You got a tour coming out too? Or
we working on some stuff.
Okay.
Probably I really want to focus on the cities that I have a lot of fans and listeners in. So those cities that I was naming earlier, I kind of want to we're trying to put on like these like smaller like intimate shows. So maybe like I go to Atlanta and it's like 100 people.
Yeah.
But like I really give you like an experience and it feels like interactive. I want there to be like a time where I can just sit and talk or like so it's like I want to focus on more of like I think like the personalized experiences. But also if somebody calls me and was like, yo, come on the road with me.
You down?
I'm with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'll just because it's been dope getting to tour and just like do all the different cities over the past like year.
Well, hopefully you can include Nashville just in a little pop-up show. Just a pop-up.
I got you. I know everybody's been like, you ain't doing Nashville.
That's all I want.
Man, we're going to see.
You're going to see me in the audience with a big old poster board saying, I
love you. Oh, my God. Now, we're going to have you host it.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Now, Nashville loves you. Nashville's excited for you. More tours, more music. Are we thinking about acting some more, too?
How you know that?
I know everything.
How you know that? And how you know that? Because specifically, that's crazy. Because specifically, I was just talking to a friend yesterday, and she was like, "What are your like goals for the rest of the year?"
Mm-hmm.
And I've been wanting to get into acting for a minute, and I've been saying it, but like now, I'm like, I gotta actually like do it, and so I need to. But the thing is, like, I just still feel like I don't know enough. Like, I'm like, do I need to get an agent? I'm like, I don't know what my first step is. Like, do I need to start just taking classes? Do I need to do this, do this, do this? So I don't know. If anybody's listening and you want to put me in anything.
You should. I feel. Can you just use like the music video in itself as a concept? It's basically it's an acting thing. You know, your music video can be that. You
could.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to throw ideas.
Look, I would love it.
I'm here for it. If you act, singing, hell, if you do a cooking show, I'm down. Okay. Jesus Christ.
See, I don't want to do a cooking show, but I want to do like be like a Keith Lee and just eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to eat and then give my commentary, or maybe like I'm eating and doing something while I'm eating. But
you could do that now. Right?
I could, but again, it's just like it takes energy, and when I do something, I don't like to just do it like half-assed. Like I need to be a production.
Yeah.
It needs to have a plan. It needs to like I don't just be see. You know what I'm saying? I got to be right.
Another reason why I call your cousin because I sure know if it's not a production, a big grand scheme, I don't want it.
I ain't doing it.
I don't do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, y'all, this is of course my family, my friend. I love this one right here, Daisha McBride. Please tell them where they can find more about you, your music, everything.
Well, you can find me on all streaming platforms at Daisha McBride, DAISHA. MCBRIDE, and I'm like, let me make sure I don't spell that wrong. And on socials, just _rap girl, and or just Google me. My big head will pop up somewhere.
Just somewhere. Well, look, y'all, look forward to more music by her. We're going to play her on R&B Vibes. I'm obsessed with her, and I cannot wait for you to just grow and scale even higher. Global. It's going to be a takeover.
Yes.
Just you get ready for it. This ain't it. There's more in store.
Look, you always speak so much life into me whenever I come here. I remember it from years ago, and I'm like, we're going to come back another couple years from now, and we're going to be like, remember when you said? No, you're right.
But the next time, the cross fingers, we're going to do it on a talk show. And it's going to be some cameras. We're going to have a crew. And might not even be Nashville. That is the next goal for me as a talk show.
Okay, come on.
We're going to make it happen.
We're going to speak that.
And you're going to perform.
Oh, I got you.
That's all I need. That's all I need.
I got you.
Daisha McBride, R&B Vibes, Ebony. Thanks, y'all.